I'd like to thank my peers for voting for me, but I should let you know that many of them did not partake in the democratic process of voting for Speaker. In fact, 63% of them did not vote, which is actually worse than the 46% of eligible Americans that didn't vote on November 8th. So, at least you don't have to listen to me for 5 minutes, but you all have to listen to the winner of the other election. Okay. I'm truly honored to be speaking on behalf of this amazing class of second bachelor nursing students. And I'd like to start out with some advice for the College of Nursing. It's okay. Make sure that you keep Liz Thoreau around. This amazing woman has been a steadfast source of information, guidance, a voice of reason for all of us over the last 17 months, and we can't thank her enough for keeping this ship on course. Thank you, Liz. Something for you. She's amazing. If you don't know Liz, we've been looking forward to December 17th and our pinning ceremony as it represents the end of nursing school. But let's face it, we're not done. Not until we take that dreaded NCLEX. So since we absolutely should be studying right now, I've also prepared a practice question. It has the typical 4 answers, correct answers, and you gotta choose the best one. Here we go. A patient asked the student nurse, "Why did you decide to go to nursing school?" The student nurse knows the best response to the patient is 1, because my family and friends encouraged me, 2, because I wanted to learn something new, 3, because I wanted to meet new people, 4, because I wanted to help people. Going against all the rules, I'm going to provide some rationales before you make your decision. Option 1, because my family and friends encouraged me. Pretty confident each of us had a conversation with at least one person before submitting our application to nursing school that went something like this. "I think I'm going to apply to nursing school." And that person said, "Oh, yeah, you'd be a great nurse." With that little boost of confidence, we hit submit. I'm also confident that that someone is probably in this room with us today. And without their initial encouragement and their continued support throughout this program, we wouldn't have made it. We thank you for being there to pick us up when the nights were long and our fortitude waned, or to celebrate with us when we were pleasantly surprised by a past farm grade, thanks to the bird, or elated to finish another group project. Just a side note, as a teacher, I'm never assigning a group project again. We apologize to you for not being totally present, even if we were in your presence. And we ask that you hang on with us for just a couple more weeks or months. Option 2, because I wanted to learn something new. I was a graduate student here at UMass in the early 90s. That's when my carpool buddy Mia was still in diapers. And a very wise professor of mine, Priscilla Clarkson, began our muscle metabolism class by drawing a circle on the board. She explained it was a circle of knowledge. Inside the circle represents what we know. Outside of the circle represents what we don't know. For example, and what's really intriguing about this knowledge of circle of knowledge, is that the line represents what we know we don't know. So for example, I now know that alteplase, aka get out of this place, is a clot buster. But I know that I don't know exactly how it works. And since that probably won't be on the NCLEX, I'm not going to bother learning it just yet. I also know that this is Joan's way of imitating clots being thrown from the atria of a patient with AFib. She did make it, right? Okay. But I know that I don't know and may never know as much as Joan. What is so cool about the circle of knowledge is that as your circle gets bigger, that line gets bigger too, and it fuels our desire to know more. For me, it has been an incredibly humbling experience to be a student again and realize there is just so much to learn. I encourage all of us to keep expanding those circles. Option number 3, because I wanted to meet new people. The first indication that this cohort of second bachelor students would be a great group was the blog Professor Burke set up for us before our first summer course. I, of course, need to ask my kids how to actually post on such a thing. But then I found myself frequently stalking the post to find out what type of people would be in that classroom the first day. Boy, was I impressed. But even more impressed as I got to know the CNAs, doulas, teachers, EMTs, counselors, research assistants, tech guru, Kenyan, rock climber, firefighter, farmers, pharmacy assistants, social advocates, CPR instructor, Tibetan, mothers, fathers, veterans, and a lot of really, really smart people. We are missing a few peers who started with us and hope they are still pursuing this dream. But today I look around and see a group of passionate and compassionate men and women who always had each other's back through a difficult week or a difficult patient, or to share in life events like getting married or getting engaged or the birth of a baby, or to provide support after the loss of a friend or when a parent fell ill. We have shared so much of ourselves, and I thank each of you for being in this together. Friendships have formed that will last a lifetime. And not only have we met incredible classmates, but we have been so fortunate to meet extraordinary faculty, instructors, and preceptors. For each of us, there's at least one, and probably many, clinical instructors and professors who have guided, mentored, challenged, and encouraged us. Thank you. We realize now there was a method to your madness. Option 4, almost done. Because I want to help people. It's so cliche, I really want to help people. But let's be honest, that's probably why you've made it this far. That first patient in clinical who grabbed your arm before you left the room and looked you in the eye and said, "Thank you so much for taking good care of me today," sealed the deal. As a teacher, I don't set my goals too high because, like many of you know, many of you are going to fail. So I aim just to reach one student in each of my classes. Sometimes I question if I met that goal, but all it takes is one sincere thank you, one handwritten note at the end of the year to keep me going. I feel I've witnessed in each of you the depth of caring it takes to make the difference in the life of another. We are not going to be every patient's favorite nurse, but there will be enough of them, one by one, at random times, that will keep us coming back for more. So it's time to choose your answer. Why did you decide to go to nursing school? Was it the encouragement, new knowledge, new people, or helping others? I vote we make this one select all red flag. Thank you, congratulations, and watch out. Great group of nurses coming your way.